on tour now. So how is the new material of Burn It Down, your new album, accepted by the audience? Are they familiar with the new material?
I'm actually surprised how familiar everybody is with the material. Last time we went out with our last album, it took a while for people to get familiar with it, but this time people are much more familiar. The album was only released just before the tour started, and I'm very pleasantly and happily surprised how many people singing back our lyrics to us.
Yeah, that's good. And that's a change in line-up. So there's a new drummer.
Yes.
So what was the reason for this change of drummer, Deen Castronovo?
Yes.
So what were the reasons?
Well, Brian was thinking about doing other things as well. You know, the thing about the Dead Daisies is that it's you know, we're not in our 20s. All of us have been around a long time, and it's not a young band. It is a band starting out, but it's not a young band starting out. So everybody also has other careers as well as what they do in the Dead Daisies. Yeah. And that's actually, this is an interesting question that you raised, because the good thing about that is that when we come together, it's very intense, and it's very creative and very productive, but it does mean that the nature of this band, that sometimes other members might want to go and spend more time on what they did before than what they're doing now. Yeah. And that's why we've had a few changes over the years. So with Brian, he'd been with us for a while, and he had some other things he wanted to do, and he couldn't absolutely commit the time to us. We knew the exact time that we wanted a commitment for this year, and Brian was unable to do that. So he wasn't exactly sure of his schedule, so we couldn't fit into his schedule, he couldn't fit into ours. Yeah. And you know, I love playing with Brian, and he's a great human being, and outstanding musician and performer. But you know, that's the nature of things today, and we're still friends, and
of course.
And so Dean's name, actually Brian mentioned Deen to us. So Doug, of course, knew him from playing with him in Revolution Saints, and the other guys knew him as well, and thought, yeah, he's a good fit for us, and he's a rock drummer, and so it's a change, but the you know, the real fundamental heart of the Dead Daisies is still there. Yeah,
it's good. And your last tour went until August of 2017.
Yes.
Now you've released a new album, and you're on tour again. It's a very fast process. So could you describe the songwriting process and how was it recorded? Because it's so fast.
Yeah. Well, look, we write collaboratively. Everybody pitches into the writing, and we came together for a couple of weeks to write the songs, also with our producer Marty Fredrickson. Yeah. But on the road and over the last year or so, every time any of us gets an idea, we just play it, record it on our phone. So by the time we all come together, there's many ideas, and we sit around the room, we play the ideas to each other. It might be a riff, it might be a chorus line, it might be a vocal line, it might be just words that create that might create the spark to create the song. Yeah. And we kick those around, and we come up with we just record them on a little recorder, and then through collaborative process, everybody takes the ideas, shapes them and molds them, and then we might reject many of them, but the ones that we collectively like, we keep. And then we work with our producer to produce them. So I think we did this whole thing in about 8 weeks. But my personal opinion, it's rock and roll. You know, it's got to be organic. It's got to be, you know, it's got to come out in the moment. And you can do it in 8 weeks. You can do it in 8 months. You can do it in 8 years. You know, all we have on this planet is time. You know, and you don't want to waste any. So it's pretty raw rock and roll, and it is doable in that time period. It's very intense, very tiring, but that's how I like to do it.